Saludos, peace to all. I hope all is well. This is your brother David Rodriguez with another episode of Hispaniola History Channel, and this is a continuing series, Portuguesa, the Portuguese of Hispaniola. We're going to explore a old antique map, the oldest map of South America, and see what interesting information we could pull out of there that could relate to this Portuguese presence in the Caribbean and in Hispaniola. This is the Hispaniola History Channel, La Historia de Hispaniola, presented by David Rodriguez. We covered before how the Knights of Santiago arrived very early in the north coast of Hispaniola, but also that this was the presence of the Cegallos. We got accounts of Caribs being like a warlike native tribe that originate from Brazil. Here's a map, early map of Brazil, but it's also titled New Portugal. This map we showed in the previous episode, the labeling of Brazil and its intentions of becoming the new Portugal. This particular map here, the oldest antique map of South America, is being sold by Barry Lawrence Ruderman for the Antique Maps Incorporated. And you can find it at raremaps.com. But let's get into some information about this particular map. It says here, the first map of South America to appear in a large commercial atlas. The Dorjeda's map of South America is one of the earliest maps to show the continent of South America alone, and the earliest Dutch map of South America. The map is drawn from Forlini's map of South America, which was first published in 1562. So this map is from 1562. So this is an old map. I also want to point out that the map itself, showing what we now know as South America, that it just says America. It does not say South America. It just says America. But that's not what I want to show. We got information earlier on the Caribs originating from South America. And in previous episodes, we covered on a kingdom of Brazil and how this was documented also by the early explorers. To go into how this relates to the Caribs, I have highlighted here a region on the north coast labeled Caribana. Caribana can easily translate to Carib land or land of the Caribs. It has the word Carib right in the word. So this is also further proving of the presence of the Caribs originating on the mainland. One other thing I want to point out in terms of the Portuguese presence in the Americas early on, and particularly in Hispaniola and the Caribbean, is that if you zoom in close into the map, into Hispaniola, there on the north coast region, you see the word Portuga or Portuga. This is a region known as Portuga, and it is on the north coast of Hispaniola. So this goes into the history of what we know the Portuguese coming into the north coast and establishing certain forts, in particular the Knights of Santiago. It's interesting because this is the only place on this whole map where the word Portugal appears. It does not appear in Brazil, where we know the Portuguese came and settled. It's written on the north coast of Hispaniola. This is a history that somehow has been overlooked or not talked about enough, or maybe quite frankly erased. This makes perfect sense on a lot of things and a lot of events that happen on the island that somehow we have misidentified over the years. We got into information on how they were in Brazil, and some of these tribes in Brazil were bearded and had a brotherhood with the Portuguese, and Brazil was the intended site for the new Portugal, as stated on the map prior. were some of these tribes helping the Portuguese and supplying them with labor and a workforce and with slaves. Just to recap a little bit, the Portuguese were a dominant power in Europe, and when they arrived here in the Americas, they looked like they aligned themselves with a particular tribe from Brazil, a Carib tribe. This is a deep history. I hope this information reaches you well and you can decipher it for yourselves and maybe shine some light on your own ancestry. So this is your brother David Rodriguez. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Hispaniola History Channel. This is the fourth part of Portuguesa, the Portuguese of Hispaniola. Peace and good night. This is the Hispaniola History Channel, La Historia de Hispaniola, presented by David Rodriguez. Visit afroindios.com.